So Jordan Peterson recently quit Twitter after receiving some massive backlash for his tweets he made about the new Sports Illustrated cover girl. He said, "Sorry, not beautiful." I generally like Peterson's work, however I think tweeting that was the wrong move. Also, I don't agree with it. I happen to think she's fairly attractive. Now I know that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. However, there are certain objective standards that every culture seems to agree on. Soft, clear skin is universally seen as desirable. So is a symmetrical face with large eyes and full lips. For women, a pear-shaped figure with the right amount and distribution of fat is seen as appealing. Only in this last respect the model does not meet the traditional beauty standard. Where I agree with Peterson, however, is his observation that there's this push to change their notion of beauty. Peterson's critics pretend to not understand what he means.
What? Who is making you be attracted to people that you don't want to be attracted to?
Anyone who hasn't been living under a rock for the past couple of years must have noticed that there's an increased push for fat acceptance and a fight against so-called fatphobia in the media. Now, I'm all for accepting yourself and for larger women to be comfortable in their bodies, but I doubt that it's possible to change men's preference for a small waist to hip ratio, something that has been ingrained evolutionarily. Sure, beauty standards change over time and vary from culture to culture, but there are certain universals that can't be changed. And it is especially doubtful that this change can be arrived at through political activism and top-down enforcement. By featuring more and more overweight women in magazines and ads, you're not changing the fact that people, women especially, are judged on their appearance. And why try to enforce fat acceptance as opposed to enforcing flat-chestedness as the new beauty standard? I'm certain that there are just as many women who feel bad about not meeting the magazine cover ideal in that regard. Most of these plus-sized models do very little to change beauty standards along other dimensions. They usually have beautiful hair, skin, teeth, and the excess weight that they do carry is usually distributed favorably. Notice how you never see a plus-sized model with crooked teeth and a hunchback. And yet there are millions of women who feel bad because their particular body type or flaws still aren't celebrated by the media. It is impossible to radically change beauty standards or to abolish them altogether. As long as there is an ideal in society, there will always be the dissatisfaction of the masses who do not meet it. This is true of beauty as well as every other good thing in life that we strive for. And of all the aspects of beauty that one should be accepting of, the activists have chosen the one you can actually remedy with exercise. Why is there no movement making shortness sexy? Being short is a massive disadvantage. That is something you cannot change through exercise, so it would be especially important to be accepting of that. You do not need to accept something if you can do something about it. If activism to change beauty standards actually works, there are other aspects that should be prioritized. Let's have people with asymmetric faces on the next Sports Illustrated cover.